Hello and welcome back to my kitchen. Tomorrow I am hosting a dinner for my mom and her partner. I'm very excited. This is a yearly tradition that we have. I love hosting dinners and I love cooking and experiment with food. And so this is something that pushes my limits because I always want to try something new or something more adventurous. And I like to keep it simple because I don't want to stress myself out when having guests here, but also a little bit more decadent and luxurious. So today I'm going to start prepping a little bit. I'm going to do the dessert because it's going in the fridge. I'm going to do a feta cheese dip. I'm also going to do some Liba bread chips, so I'm gonna put these in the oven to dry them out. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that I can prepare beforehand so that when they arrive tomorrow, all I have to do is serve everything up and just cook everything that's warm. So we have a bunch of lemons, and the theme for this dinner, because it's been such a miserable and rainy summer, we want to have sunshine in mind. I don't know if that's the correct translation. In Sweden you say sol i sinnet, which basically means sun in your mind. And it's like a Mediterranean, very citrusy, like lemony theme to it. And I like to stick to a theme. First of all, it's more fun for the guests, and also because it's easier for me to find a red line and just stick with it. Everything tastes good together. The entree, the main course and the dessert and all the drinks and everything is supposed to feel connected somehow. And I just thought that I would film this. I am not in my best attire. I have been shopping all day and I am in the process of cleaning the kitchen and everything before tomorrow. I'm not gonna talk much to the camera, I'm just gonna stick to the process and I'm gonna do a voiceover. So I hope you enjoy this and gain some inspiration. I am starting off by cutting the Liba bread into chips-like shapes. They're not perfect, but that's okay. I didn't find chips like this in the store, so I decided to make my own. And I had them in the oven on 180 degrees Celsius for about 15 minutes, but I took them out as soon as they turned golden. So for dessert, I'm going to make these lemon poussettes. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. I think they look incredible, and it's from The Hungry Hobbit. It's a lemon and thyme infused poussettes. Wait, let me see how you pronounce this.
Poussettes.
Okay, poussettes. My Swedish accent can't. Here is like a creme brulee style, which also looks incredible. So here we have 500 milliliters of double cream, but you need 300 milliliters. And then 100 grams of castor sugar, 5 sprigs of thyme. And here is where my camera cut off, but the recipe called for the zest of 1 lemon and the juice of 5. Although when I did this recipe I got way too much lemon juice, so it's supposed to be 35 milliliters, so just save the rest of the juice for something else. So this is 4 servings and they recommended 2 halves per person, so 1 lemon each. And I made 1 extra to test it before, which I am happy I did because these lemons were super sour, so I had to heat it up the next day to add more sugar. I cut the peel on the back side so they would sit straight. The recipe said to scrape all of the lemon pulp into the blender to mix and then strain it. So that's why I'm using the blender, although I decided to strain it before in the end, so the mixer wasn't necessary. But you can do however you want to. This is when I realized the lemons might have been a bit unripe because it was nearly impossible to get the pulp out. I had to use 3 different utensils and a lot of strength, and it took a lot of time. They made it look so easy on Instagram, but that's always the case. And I couldn't turn the camera on to show you the process because I was too messy. At least my hands smells really good. I stepped out into my garden to pick the thyme. I got my 5 sprigs of thyme. 100 grams of sugar. So it's supposed to gently simmer for 3 minutes. So I'm going to up the heat to a high medium. And I'm actually going to add all the lemon zest that I strained out, just to add that extra lemony flavor. So here is another lemon, you know, sticking by the theme. I'm gonna use the same mixer bowl that I mixed the lemon, so you know it still has lemon in, so it's fine. So I'm gonna do 1 package of feta cheese. This one is lactose free because I'm lactose intolerant. It's 150 grams. And I'm gonna do half a lemon. And I'm gonna do 4 tablespoons of a plain Greek or Turkish yogurt. This was not in the recipe, but I'm gonna add 1 grilled paprika, and I'm going to just keep it in this bowl in the fridge until tomorrow. And tomorrow I'm going to add a spicy honey herb oil on top of this, crumble a bit of feta cheese, chop up some of this paprika or the bell peppers, and serve it in a prettier bowl. But look at this color. I don't know if you can tell in the camera, but it's beautiful and delicious. I went out to our wildflower meadow and picked up these cornflowers that I'll use to decorate the dessert. I prepared as much as I could the day before, and I thought the zucchini flower filling was even better to prepare ahead so it could settle in the fridge overnight. I have made filled zucchini flowers before and it's so good, although this time I think I went a little bit overboard because I didn't want to waste any. In the filling I used Parmesan cheese, cream cheese, salt, basil and parsley. And for the marinara sauce I am using regular crushed tomatoes, sun-dried tomato paste, or a red pesto also works, garlic, oregano, salt and pepper. The cream mixture has cooled, so I go ahead and strain it and very carefully mixing in the lemon juice. And I also add vanilla powder, and then I tap the bowl against the surface to pop any bubbles. I dried the lemon halves a bit and started filling them up to then keep it in the fridge overnight. So since the zucchini flowers were the starter tonight, I prepped them first by cleaning them out and removing anything that you wouldn't want to eat. And I used a piping bag to fill them, but you can absolutely use a spoon. I have done that before. The sides for the main course takes a while in the oven, so I am prepping the roasted garlic and cherry tomatoes. And I'm so excited to be able to use so much from my own garden. I just added olive oil, salt and a sprig of rosemary, and it was probably in the oven for 40 minutes on 180 degrees Celsius. And I added lemons last minute. I had to put everything in the oven at the same time, so I prepped the potatoes as well. And I cut the potatoes in half to put the cut side down on a sheet with olive oil, Parmesan cheese, salt and thyme. And this was in the oven for about the same time, and we raised the temperature to 220 degrees the last 10 minutes or so to get that roasted color. Time got out of my hands, so I prepped the dip off cam. All I did was to crumble feta cheese, herbs and the grilled pepper on top. And this is the honey oil that I made the day before. Here you can also see the Liba chips, and let me tell you, this was so good. I have been eating this dip along with other meals for days. Somehow I missed filming the starter because anything fried is to be eaten right away, but I served the fried zucchini flowers over a bed of the marinara sauce, and I ended up doing 1 lemon half brulee. Everything was super tasty and we had such a nice time. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed.